Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Sharul Nizam Denimli Jeffli. My student ID is 2023375381. Today, I'll be presenting on my persuasive speech on the topics of the importance of being polite. 10 minutes is not much time at all. You might be able to check your social media or go for a quick nap in 10 minutes. You might be able to pick up your phone and play games with your friends in few minutes of 10. In fact, in less than 10 minutes, you will have finished listening to my speech or presentations. Imagine this. The persons who exhibits extreme rudeness and impoliteness, the persons who storms into a room and enter during a meeting without saying, "Excuse me," he or she will not ask a colleague to do something before dropping a folder onto your desk, but alternatively saying, "Thank you for doing that." How impolite isn't that, right? Imagine also if you're not being polite by not paying attention to me just only for 10 minutes. The need to be polite among people is important, as it leads a happy and successful life in this case. Being polite means paying attention to and respecting feelings of other people. Even if you don't always notice it, rudeness is obviously theirs. We will experience positive if we're being optimistic, and we will experience negative if we're being pessimistic. Therefore, our politeness level has a direct impact on the result of everything we do. I'll be telling you about the constraints and issue in politeness towards people. Without wasting time, let's jump into it. There are a lot of peoples around the world who have practiced politeness towards it, but some of them have not truly normalized it due to many constraints and issues. One of them is some of the people who lack politeness and always think that they are the one who are always right. When in an urban area compared to rural area, due to some traffic and congestions in weekdays, some of the people will lose the patience and minds because of the noise pollution and pressure on their way to their workplace. As a result, this will cause them to be impolite because of their moods run out of control, and this will affect the people around them later. According to the recent study on operational stressor among Bengaluru traffic police officer, they found that the officers are more upset by the public criticism than by the heat, smoke, or dust of the cities. One of the major problems is due to the difference of culture and lifestyles. Each country will have various types of culture and lifestyle that bring their own level and ways of politeness. Since each culture has its level and ways of politeness, some of the gesture from one culture may seem rude to another and vice versa. The survey concluded that New Yorkers are the most polite and civilized people in the world, while Mumbaikars are the rudest on the earth. I'm sure that you guys can see the need for people like you to be polite. But you might be asking, well, how can I make sure all of you guys can practice being as a polite person? Let me share to you in the next part. It is simple. Consider the people that you value most in your life if you want to learn how to be polite. How do they speak? What do they say that you find comforting? Here are some tips you can use to be polite more formally. Using polite and simple phrases is one of the best ways for all of you to practice politeness among people. In this part, you will use some of the magic words to make people that you communicate will feel appreciated and comfortable. Always say thank you, please, you are welcome, excuse me, and other polite words are the best example that can show politeness. Former US President Theodore Roosevelt once says, "Politeness is a sign of dignity, not subservience." When meeting people in public, make sure to use an appropriate language when communicating with them. respects others' views, especially on genders, race, religions, politics, and other potentially contentious or challenging topics while talking to them. Don't say anything that might be considered offensive or inflammatory. Sometimes what we consider as a joke may offend them. You can see that isn't difficult to be a polite person, right? Now let's look at what are the importance of being polite towards other people. Being polite to people around you will also improve your reputations. Being courteous to strangers will enhance your reputations. Despite what you might have believed, others are aware of how we treat them. Word spread quickly. As a result, our reputations develops. Being courteous to everyone we meet are always worth the time and effort. Even though it might not seem like it at first, being kind to everyone definitely has advantages. From an individual's point of view, being polite can make people more receptive to your ideas. That is what Shung Yang Lee says in Yukons today. Lee also adds that the study suggests the reason for the politeness bias is people needs to maintain faith. So a rule of thumb should be communicated with respect in order not to hurt the recipient's self-image. Instead of improving our reputations, being polite may also increase the chance or give us the best way to achieve what we want. If you are in the situations where you being a businessman or a financial worker, by being polite to your customer or clients, you may get an extra advantages in terms of business. For example, the customer may give you some extra tip on top of our great deals. You may also gain good feedback from them, which will attract more clients and customers. A lot of supporting information was also helpful, and in contrast to what is generally believed, complaints that were longer seems to yield better results than those that were shorter complaints. Being polite, however, was the single most crucial persuasive element. Analysis of 200,000 complaints in the US financial service industry by researchers at Sydney's University School revealed that the politest behavior achieved the best outcomes. By now, you should already know why being polite is one of the core elements in being the first-class minded people. Being polite will enhance your reputations and ensure that you are always treated with respect and dignity. In society, politeness toward others are expected. You should become and keep your poise at any circumstances. A polite person is one who is agreeable. Only someone with that kind of attitude can attract more people. A polite person will never behave improperly because they give their decisions much more thought. One could contend that a polite life is a more significant and contented life. It is undoubtedly worthwhile to seek out and emulate. That's all from me. Thank you.